Hello friends, my name is Renuka. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm sharing some cards with the flavor of the month card kit. And today we are making two shaker cards. One is the simple shaker and another is the double shaker card. So first of all, you get this card stocks, and I'm cutting them. I'm just cutting out those labels so they make the standard A2 size cardstock. Then I'm cutting them in half, making some top folding as well as sides folding cards. So in that way I get nice number of cards with the top folding on the vertically and as well as horizontally, so I can make out whatever I want to do. So I'm going through the simple process that how I use this kit and make lots of cards with it. These are the white card stock. I although separate two of them, but I'm cutting all of them. Maybe I'll use those for stamping or coloring, but still I want to cut them because it was the fit in a regular size, or maybe I'll use directly the card base to make background of my cards. So now I'm scoring the card. Now I first of all I use the stylus, and then I just put the cardstock at the corner of it, and then I use the bone folder. Now in this way you can prevent your card base for cracking, and you will get a nice crisp edge as well as. So I'm going through all this procedure that how I'm gonna make the cards. You're gonna see some cards on the first video where I'm not showcasing the how I made them, but I just showcasing the cards with the unboxing. Now I decided to combine these two collections with having the jelly stamp as well as the mermaid stamp, and kind of matching pattern papers, some stickers and other elements with it. So this is the my way of working. I first of all see the pattern papers, and then I decided that which should look nice. Now here you don't get the dies with this kit, but you can buy separately them on the scrapping for less site, or maybe you have in stash. I have owned my dies, so I'm using them. Then I'm just searching the pattern papers which will look nice for the background. Then I got this paper. If you are familiar with the doodlebugs, they have these kind of patterns, so I don't want to waste these labels and things like that, so I cut out them. Then I pull out my Simons's stitch rectangle die, and another smaller die than first one, and then kind of creating frame there and cutting all those papers which I selected. Now I already stamp and die cut out some images, but still I want to show some kind of trick here that how you can color these images in a two color. So if you are not using Misty, if you are just stamping, it's little bit hard to do because you need a stamp positioner for that. But in Misty it's really simple that you stamp it first color and then put some leave some gaps and add some little bit of color, or just put more color on over it. So you can do stamping that way, although I'm not using that technique all over, but that is the really nice technique to have those small seagrass and weeds and all the things. If you want to do that, gonna make really nice and colorful card. So here I'm using this purple paper from my stash. It's kind of matching with that, and it's the simple way to create a shaker card. You don't have to match anything, just put your card base on that, stick everything else, and then you have a little bit nice room for putting the frame all around it. So here I'm just putting all the seahorses and small critters kind of thing there. I always love to put things in a 3 or 5. It looks really nice. Odd numbers looks nice. Then I'm kind of putting those colorful seagrass there, and these I'm just coloring those small fish. I'm using here Z color markers. You can use the Copic or anything else. I just want to first of all put those things on the card because this background is quite a busy, and I want little bit kind of matching with that background. The same way I want those fish look different than that background, although it having that white borderline, but still I'm kind of more convenient way to do that. And then I just decided to add those sequins there. I'm kind of putting sequins some of outside so I can stick them all over the card, so when I'm making the shaker card it may not fall all over the bottom. Then I'm using glossy accent to stick them, And this is my very unique tool. Actually, I'm quilter too, so I use this yellow color pencil on, this is the fabric pencil. You can draw it from the fabric and can make some marks, but this is really nice way to pick your sequence. I just realized that, so nowadays I'm using that thing and it's really easy. You can get a try. I think I bought this from Jones, but you can get it from anywhere. Just search for a fabric marker pencil and you will get that. Then again, I'm coloring those seahorses there. Those are really nice and cute seahorses, and I cut out all this stuff from the mermaid stamp. And then I'm adding more and more shades, just to kind of matching all in the background. I really like that bubble pattern paper. And then I'm using double-sided tape. Now here I'm just making this tape double to get more thickness so my shaker could shake really nicely. And then I'm cutting those in half. I always use a bigger and different scale, different scissors to cut these, cause these are a little bit sticky. If you have Tim Holtz scissor, it won't matter. Then I'm using just a permanent marker, it's a Sharpie one, and cutting out that sheet in a desired shape. I'll just save those for the box card, although I'm not share any box card on the videos, but I made lots of them and maybe one day I'll share the video too. So after that I'll just stick everything else on the back side of it, and then I decided to get more pop, so I just pull out some yellow paper from my stash and create this yellow base card and stick those mermaid stickers there. There is one more sticker that take me to the ocean, and it's really nice, but I need some kind of base to that, so I use scissor scallop circles and add that and is kind of putting there, and that completes my first card. And inside also I love to add those small seaweeds and greenery, and it's kind of making it more colorful and kind of matching to it. And just because we already did all the things before on that purple card, so it's become really easy me to line up my card on front of my card base. So this is the really trick. You don't have to put the matching paper, you can use any color paper cause it won't see. And it is really nice way to line up your card pretty easily and just the way you want to be. So another thing is here I want to create an matching envelope for it. So I decided to took some kind of same seagrass here, seaweeds here, and then I'll put all this stuff in the misty, and I'm using the pigment inks and using the two color technique with the Memento inks, yellow and orange. And the same way I want some kind of fishes going around there, so I use a distress ink and I use cracked pistachio here, and I just go with the lighter color cause it give the room for writing the address there. So I hope you like this thing. And then we'll make double shaker card. Now for the double shaker card I just cut out these some wave. I use the paper smooches wave die cut out. You can cut out those from hands, just like fuzzy cutout. And then I'm putting some distress ink on this pattern paper to create kind of wave, because this is the total white cardstock and I want little bit of color, and just look at that sea color there, and just feeling that those fishes are in the sea and they are swimming, so lots of fish there. And then I'm just adding more and more color, and I go with the shades of blue to just create more variations in those waves. So same time you can see those fishes there, but still you have the definition of kind of waves there. Then I'm using the white gel pen to kind of add more dimensions to those waves, and I'm using those stencil as my guideline, so I will get a nice thing there, and I'm just adding more color if I needed to. This technique will gonna work really nice on plain white color cardstock too, so you can give it a try. Then same way I'm again putting all this stuff on the yellow color card base, and then I just see that my frame gonna fit on that, and yeah, it's gonna fit really nice. The color of this yellow cardstock doesn't matter, you can use anything whatever you have in stash. Now these mermaid I want to use in the front of the card, so I just want to shake that mermaid, but before that we're gonna color that, and I'm here using Spectrum Nora marker to color them. And you can see that I'm putting all those color caps there so you can see the color. But basically you can just go ahead with the colors whatever you want to play with them, and just imagine those are like the cards. You can make them realistic, but just having fun to having different colors of shades, and you're gonna enjoy that. So here I just pick some colors from my card background. So there is another technique, or you can say that everything gonna match. If you are picking your colors from the card background and then you color those with a focal image, all the things gonna look really nice, and you don't have to think much about the coloring and all the things. So I'm just adding a little bit of more shading with the colors and putting some dots. So these are the simple techniques which I follow while I coloring. You can go with the same technique with the Copex. I don't have Copex, I'm using Spectrum for Nori for the long time, and yeah, I really like those, so I made some checks, and then I color all the horses in really vibrant magenta, orange and red color. So these are just small I'm just speeding up the process, but yeah, these are the small critters, and I still want them to like the pop in the between, and it's really vibrant colors, and I really like all the things. And then you can see that how they're gonna look nice on that background. Now here I'm using colorless thread. Now you can get this thread in an embroidery section to hang that mermaid and shake that mermaid. Now I am attaching so for attach this thread I'm using the cello tape. Here you can use the cello tape, or you can use directly the foam tape. Just make sure that you just give a little bit room to that thread so it will just swing there. So after attaching those seahorse, I'm putting the thread straight and kind of saying that how much I needed to wave that. So after that I'll put the double-sided tape there, and then after that just I'm cutting the excess. Now I'm just adhering here a double-sided tape in a single layer, and then cutting off the excess, and it's prevent the kind of extra stickiness out of there. And then kind of seeing that how well this shaking, and then using one acetate and cutting out that acetate, and just sticking all the stuff together. And before that I just decided to add little bit of more sea grass and green things, seaweeds at the bottom of the card, and those look really nice. I stamp all these with the pigment inks I have. You can use any inks, and then I put that acetate. So after that it's time to create the another front of the card, which is cause it's a double shaker. So then I just choose one frame which is kind of having shells and some kind of things there which is related to sea. Then I put the shaker material there, and a little bit add little bit powder before I put the shaker material to remove the all the stickiness. I mostly use the embossing powder for that, and then I put the whole panel in front of it. Now you can see that you can see the little imperfections there, you can see a little bit of white. So for hiding those I'm just cut out some scallop stripes from the salmon scallop borders, and I'm just creating the inverted frame here. And I use the plain cardstock which have in mustache, and it's kind of matching, and this puts all the things together, and in this way we complete the double shaker card. So it's very simple to make. And then I adhere all the things on the front of the matching card base, which came in a kit. So then again I'm just adding a little bit of accent out there, and you can see that all those colors are really looking nice on that and popping there. Then for the sentiment I use the waving hello sentiment, and this is the one sticker which came in a card kit, and I'll just stamp those in a 2 colors. And again I'm using the pigment inks, and for inside I'll add a little bit of those sea grass things again, and just popping that card base outside. I decided to add little bit of background, so I decided to go with the gold because I have those enamel dots which came in a kit which is gold, so I'll adhere those also in the front of the card. So in this way this completes the double shaker card, and I'm just line up that by putting it vertically so it line up really nice. This is the small trick. And then I'm adding a little bit of those enamel dots. So I hope you like today's cards and shaker and double shaker card. I will come with the more cards. So these are some pictures what we're gonna see in the next section of the series. You can follow me on Facebook, Pinterest and Instagram. So until the next crafty project, have a crafty life. Bye bye.